Okay, well, good evening, everybody. Sorry, I'm a little late. I had some technical difficulties here. Not sure what the problem was, but now we're starting the class now. All right, so it looks like nobody is here yet. Okay, because obviously I'm a little late. Okay, but let me real quick. I want to post the link real quick. Just a second here. All right, so I just posted in the line group. Sorry, I'm a little late. Okay, because I had for some reason I had some audio issues. Not sure why, so that's why I'm using the headphones here. Usually I use a different device for the audio. I use like a mixer because it makes the sound quality a lot better. But for some reason, it wasn't working today, so I'll have to fix that later. But why don't we see how many? Okay, now we got one person here. Okay, so when you guys get here, can you please just post something in the chat box so that I know that you're here? What I'm going to do now is I'm going to post the link onto the line group. So just give me a few seconds here. Okay, good. We got a couple of people here. All right. So yeah, can you guys? Okay, good. You can hear. Okay, good. Yeah, I had some technical difficulties. Let me real quick. I want to post the link onto the line group. Just give me a second here. I'll have to edit this part out of the video later. Okay. All right, there we go. So I just posted on the line group. So not sure how many people are going to make it here today. Let me see here. 4 people here. Okay, yeah. Yeah, sorry about that. I'm a little late because usually for my online classes, my YouTube online classes, I use this here. So it's called a Rodecaster Pro. But for some reason the audio didn't work. Oh, unfortunately, your screen is not clear enough. Okay, so Sangkam said my screen is not clear enough. Well, let me see here. It looks like it's clear for me. It might be, maybe it might be your connection. Because this is it. Here's what. Oopsie. I mean, another screen here. Here's what it looks like on for me. Okay, so it's kind of clear here. So it might be your internet connection. So hopefully that will get better here. But yeah. Okay. So we're gonna let's start here. Okay, so we got, good, 6 people here. All right, so today what we're going to talk about, we're going to continue talking about what we talked about last week in terms of writing advantages and disadvantages essays. Okay, so for the first half of this program, we talked about IELTS-based opinion essays, and then so today we're going to continue talking about advantages and disadvantages essays, and more specifically, the body paragraph, okay, or body paragraph 1 for the advantages and disadvantages essay. So what this program does, it's gonna prepare you for taking the IELTS test or the writing task 2 if you guys do decide to take the IELTS test in the future, because I know with a lot of universities, they may oh, hello there, Nashi. Okay, so I know some universities that they require you to take an IELTS test for admission, and then if you do decide to do it like a study abroad or an internship in the future, they may require you to take an IELTS test. So this will help you prepare for that. All right. So like what I said before, the IELTS writing task 2, I would say the majority of them are going to be opinion essays, but there are about 5 or 6 different types of IELTS writing tests, or I should say, yeah, so the different types of formats. So you're going to have opinion, advantages, disadvantage. You may have problem solution, discussion, to answer. So this program will help you prepare for that. All right. So why don't we go ahead and start here? All right, we're up to 8 people now. Okay, here we go. So today's agenda. First, we're going to talk about first conditionals. Then we're going to talk about second conditionals. And then, I know that this is a big shocker, but then we're going to talk about third conditionals, okay? Then we'll get into the IELTS-based advantages and disadvantages essays, and more specifically, the structure of body paragraph 1. All right, so now let's get started here. Okay, who can tell me what is a first conditional? So in the chat box, can you please type what is a first conditional? Who can tell me what is a first conditional? And what is it? And when would you use it? So in the chat box, well, it looks like the delay today, since I started so late, it's not so bad. All right, here we go. Degree 1 example, good, bad. No, not that one. Not that one. So, can anyone else tell me what is a first conditional? It's like predicting the event. Okay, here, let's see here. So first conditional is to talk about actions, events in the future which are likely to happen or have a real possibility of happening. So yeah, so you're like predicting something, but remember, predicting something that could happen. Okay, all right, that's the important thing to remember about a first conditional. All right, so let's keep going here. Okay, so for this one, we're going to practice is completing these first conditionals. Okay, so put the verb into the correct first conditional form. So how would you finish this sentence? If I, okay, now saw, sha says used to express about the future. Yeah, very good. And then lowin, powin says real. Yeah. So it's about a an action in the future that has the possibility to come true. Okay? Now, how about for the first one here? If I, out tonight, I to the cinema. So how would you, okay, here we go. Lucia Melody says, if I go out tonight, I will go to the cinema. Or lawyer, maybe you're a little tired. You don't want to type the full sentence. You just said go and we'll go. Okay, here, let's see what the answer is. Go and, yeah, I will go or I'll go. Okay, good. So you notice here, what we're going to do here is, since it's a first conditional, and we're talking about something that has the possibility to come true, you want to use the word will. Okay. All right. Okay. Good. So now let's go to the next one here. Okay. If you back late, I angry. So then, how would you finish this sentence? Okay. Good. Looks like the The delay is not so bad. And all right, yes, we're up to 10 people now. Okay, good. So how would you guys finish this sentence? If you, okay, so it looks like Lucille Melody, or Lucia Melody says, if you get back late, I will be angry. Okay, let me see here. Yes, you say I will or I'll be angry. Both okay. All right, now next one. Okay, so now if we each other tomorrow, we each other next week. So how would you finish this sentence? If we each other tomorrow. Okay, Lucia's kind of the quick one today. Lucia Melody. Okay, so if we don't see each other today, and then we will see each other next week. Let's see here. Yes, if we don't see each other tomorrow, we'll see each other next week. Perfect, very nice. Next one, if he, I surprised. So how would you guys finish this sentence? If he, so Jinda says, if he comes, I will be surprised. Oh, but then So says come. Lucia says come, but Jinda says comes. Well, let's see who's the correct one. Yes, if he comes, I'll be surprised. Okay, next one. If we, here, we, late. And so how would you finish this sentence? Okay, Lucia. Lucia says comes, sorry. Okay, so Lucia, your apology is accepted. Okay. So how would you finish this one? So if we, Jinda's very, very quick today. If we wait here, we will be late. Okay, let's see here. Yes, we'll be late. Good. Next one. Okay, so if we, on holiday this summer, we to Spain. And how would you finish this sentence? If we go on, okay, so, Lucy is the first one this time. So if we go on holiday this summer, we will go to Spain. Let me see here. Yes, we will or will go on. We'll go to Spain. Very nice. Number 7, if the weather, we a picnic. So how would you guys finish this sentence? How would you finish this sentence? Okay, so if the weather, if the weather doesn't improve, we will not have a picnic. Let's see here. So if the weather doesn't improve, we won't have a picnic. Okay. Yes. So it's like. So Jinda, so you're the correct one. Okay. Next one. Here we go. Okay. Number 8. If I to bed early, I tired tomorrow. So how would you finish this sentence? So if I, Jinda, first one again. If I don't go to bed early, I will be tired tomorrow. Let's see here. Okay, very nice, good. And then number 9. So if we, all this cake, we sick. So me, if I ate all that cake, maybe I'm not sick. Maybe I'll take a nice nap. But okay, so let me see here. First one is Lucia. Okay, it says if we eat all this cake, we will be sick. Let's see here. Yes, or will feel sick. Okay. All right. And last one for the first conditionals. If you to go out, I dinner at home. So how would you guys finish this sentence? If you don't want to go out, I will cook at home. So it looks like Lucia, you got that one finished first, and yeah, very good. I'll cook dinner at home. Very nice. Okay. So next, what we're going to do, we're going to jump to the next section, which is the second conditionals. Okay. So remember, the first conditional is to talk about something that is likely to happen, or that has the possibility of happening. How about what is a second conditional? What is a second conditional? Who can tell me in the chat box what is a second conditional? Uh-oh, we lost 2 people. Now we're down to 8 people. All right. Who can tell me what is a second conditional? Okay, here we go. So it says completely unrealistic or will not likely happen in the future. Okay, let's see. See what it says here. It says a second conditional is used to talk about things which are unreal or not possible or not true in the present or the future. Things which don't or won't happen. Okay, very nice. Good. So you were correct. And Lucia says, imagine about something like if I were a bird. Yeah. So how about Lucia? If you were a bird, what would you do? You would eat lots of worms. So what would you do if you were a bird? Yeah, maybe if I was a bird, I'd be able to fly to another country right now. 'Cause I wouldn't have to worry about the COVID lockdown. Okay, all right. So now let's continue. Now we're going to practice with the second conditionals. So just remember, it's about a what we say a hypothetical situation. Oh, so Lucia Melody says you want to go to a trip to L.A. So Los Angeles. Okay. Sounds nice. Okay, so just remember, second conditional, it's about an unrealistic situation. So, or we say like a hypothetical situation. Okay, here we go. First one. How would you finish that? If I, a new job. What do you guys think? What would be the... So Lucia said, if I were you, I got a new job? Would get. You see here? Yeah, would get. Okay, so remember, we use would a lot to talk about unrealistic situations. Then for the first conditional, we use will, because will, we say, I will go to the store now. Okay? That's talking about a real situation. All right, so then lawyer says, if I were you, I'd get a new job. Okay, very nice. Good. Okay, next, here we go. So if he younger, he more. So how would you guys finish this situation? Okay, so it says, Lucia says, if he was younger, he would travel more. Okay. Let me see here. If he were younger, he would travel more. Okay, because we're talking about were because it's an unrealistic situation. Okay, all right. So now next one here. Number 3, if he, friends, I angry with you. So then how would you finish this situation? As a second conditional. Okay, so Jinda was the first one here. So Jinda says, if we weren't friends, I would be angry with you. Let me see here. If we weren't, yeah, okay, very good. All right, so in this situation, let's say if a good friend did something very bad, then obviously they, no, in this situation, would say that, maybe you did something bad, but maybe it was like a misunderstanding, and you made a mistake, so your friend would say, if we weren't friends, I would be angry with you, because I know that you didn't really mean to do this, or you didn't really mean to say this, but I would have. I've had some friends like this where they did something really, really stupid, and I thought, you know what? If we weren't friends, I would be angry with you. So I've never said that, but I probably felt that way. Okay, next one. Here we go. Number 4. If I enough money, I a big house. So how would you finish this this sentence? If I enough money, I a big house. Okay, Jinda says, if I had enough money, I would buy a big house. Okay, same with Lucia. Let's see here. See what the answer is. Yes, so if I had enough money, I would buy a big house. All right, now number 5. If she, always so late, she promoted. So how would you guys finish this sentence? So Lucia says, if she wasn't always so late, she would be promoted. Jinda says weren't. So we'll say, which one is it? Wasn't or weren't? Let's see here. If she weren't. Okay. So yeah. So remember, we're going to use were or weren't for second conditionals. All right, here we go. Number 6. If we, the lottery, we, the world. So this is something my wife does every month. She likes to play the lottery, and then she's always very, very happy right before the lottery, and then I come home and she's very, very sad because she lost. But okay, so here's what we have here. We have first one with Jinda said, if we won the lottery, we where are we at here? We would travel the world. Okay, here we go. Let's see what the answer is. If we won the lottery, we would travel the world. Very good. All right, number 7. If you a better job, we able to buy a new car. Okay, let's see here. So Lucia says, if you had a better job, we would be able to buy a new car. So both you and Jinda said the same thing. Let's see here. Yeah, if you had a better job, we would be able to buy a new car. Very nice. Good. Okay, now this one for second conditionals number 8. If I, perfect English, I, a good job. So how would you guys finish this sentence? So it said, Jinda says, if I spoke perfect English, I would have a good job. And then Lucia said the same, and so was So Hataik San, same, and everybody. everybody has the same answer, so probably that's going to be the answer. Yeah, so if I spoke perfect English, I would have a better job. Okay, yeah, so this is just for my my advice is that learning additional languages will open up the future for you guys, because that's how I got this job. When I first started working at Ranksat University International College, they needed an English teacher and they needed a Japanese teacher. Okay, but don't do this in England. Okay, do this. But yeah, so they needed someone to teach English and someone to teach Japanese, and just so happened I speak conversational Japanese. I used to live in Japan, so that's really what opened up the door for my future. And so same with you guys. I would recommend not only developing your English further, but also try to learn some additional languages in the future, because that could open up your future to make it a lot more bright. Okay? All right, here we go. Next one. All right, so now if we, in Mexico, I Spanish. How would you finish this sentence? Yeah, so in my where I'm from in Oregon, in America, a lot of people speak Spanish, because we have a lot of people from Mexico where I grew up. So most of the students at my school, most of them wanted to study Spanish. I didn't want to study Spanish because I got introduced to Japanese culture when I was very young, and I always want to try to learn something that's a little more challenging. So I would say for English speakers, Spanish it's a lot easier to learn, because grammatically and some vocabulary words they are the same. But okay, let's see what the answer is here. So if we lived in Mexico, I would speak Spanish. Okay, so it looks like most of you got that correct so far. All right. And next here, so number 10. Okay, so it says, if she, the exam, she able to enter university. So how would you guys finish this sentence? Ooh, so Jinda, you're very quick. Either Jinda's very fast and Lucia's very fast, but I'm also thinking that today the internet connection is pretty good, because it is there's no lag, very little lag. So lag means from when I say something and from when you hear it. So sometimes there is a big delay when I teach on YouTube. It looks like right now it's pretty good. Okay, so here we go. So Jinda, Lucia, and Nam Mi A all said if she passed the exam, she would be able to enter university. Let's see here. Yes, perfect. Very nice. Okay, so now we're going to transition into third conditionals. Okay, so who can tell me what is a third conditional? What do you guys think? What is a third conditional? Yeah, well, one of the disadvantages or advantages, I don't know, depends on you guys. But since the lag or the delay, it's very short. That means that there's a lot less wait time for me, because usually sometimes the delay can be up to maybe 30 seconds or sometimes over like 1 minute. Then there's a lot of me waiting for you guys to answer. But the delay is very, very short. So looks like class is going a lot more quickly today. But okay, all right. So what is a third conditional? So Lucia says wishing to become something. Okay. So Hitachi-san says different happened in the past. So that's very close. But what do you mean by different happened in the past? Same with you, Sasha. Says to express about a past situation. Can you give me a little more information? So says the present circumstance would be different. Okay, you're that's very close. Can you expand on that a little bit? So what specifically is the focus? Okay, describe a situation that didn't happen. Jinda says describe a situation that didn't happen. All right, let's see what it says. A third conditional is used to express the past consequence of an unrealistic action or situation in the past. Okay, so it's usually, so it talked about an unrealistic past consequence. Okay, so let's for example, go here. So if you late, we the bus. Okay, now so says, if I had been more careful, I might not have broken the glass. Okay, all right, good. So how would we finish this sentence? So if you late, we the bus. Okay, so now Lucia said, if you hadn't be late or been late, we might not have missed the bus. Let me see here. See what the answer is. Yes, if you hadn't been late, we wouldn't have missed the bus. Okay, so talking about a situation maybe you'd like to change in the past, therefore the present or future would have been different. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So you said had not been. Okay. You can say that. Hadn't or had not. Both okay. Okay. Now next one here. Okay. If she the exam. So how would you finish this sentence in terms of a third conditional? How would you finish this sentence? Okay. Well, it looks like Lucia and Jinda said the same thing. So if she had studied, she would have passed the exam. Let me see here. Yes, so if she had studied, she would have passed the exam. Very nice. Okay, how about the next one here? So how would you finish this sentence? So if we earlier, we John. So if we had arrived earlier, we would have seen John. Yep. So both Lucia, Jinda, and So had the same answer. Very nice. Let's see what the answer is here. Okay, so if we had arrived earlier, we would have seen John. Very nice. Now number 4. So how would we finish number 4 here? If they to bed early, they up late. So how would you guys finish this sentence? What do you guys think? Okay, so we have both Lucia and So said, so if they had gone to bed early, they wouldn't have woken up late. Let's see. Okay, very good. Yeah, so if they had gone to bed early, they wouldn't have woken up late. Perfect. All right, and next one is, here we go. Number 5. Okay. So if he, a musician, he, a CD. How would you guys finish that one? Okay, so Jinda said if he had become a musician, he would have recorded a CD. Both Lucia and So had the same thing. Let me see here. Yes, so if he had become a musician, he would have recorded a CD. Very nice. Good job. And number 6. Here we go. Ooh. If he, to art school, he, a painter. So this picture right here, this is a famous kind of painter in the West. I used to watch him on TV when I was a kid. He had a very kind of like, very soothing voice. So it's kind of fun to watch him on TV painting. And along the way, he'd explain what he was doing. Okay, so here we go. Most everybody said. So if he had gone to art school, he would have become a painter. All right, good. So it looks like this is pretty easy for everybody. Okay. Next one, number 7. So if I, born in a different country, I, to speak a different language. Yes, so the reason why we're talking about, especially these conditionals today, is because some people, they mix them up when you're doing your writing. Okay, so you want to make sure that you understand the difference between a first, second, and third conditional. All right, about how one talks about a real event or something that could happen. Then second conditional talks about something that couldn't happen, and then third conditional talks about like a past regret. Okay, but here we go. So the first one was, okay, Lucia. So if I had been born in a different country, I would have learnt to speak a different language. So it looks like Lucia said learnt. Okay, and then Jinda says learned, and So says learnt. So who can tell me what's the difference between using learned and learnt? Who knows the difference? You type that in the chat box. Who can tell me what is the difference between learned and learnt? Oh wow. Wow, the delay is only like a couple seconds, so this is really good. Haha, okay, Lucia, that was very, very fast. Okay, good. Okay, so tell me, Lucia, so what is, which one is U.S., so like, which one is American English, and which one is British English? Can you tell me? So learned, which one is, so learned, is that American English or British English? And learnt, is that American English? Aha, Lucia says U.S. learned. Okay, good. All right. So you guys, let's see what the answer is here. Okay, yeah. So both are okay. So either one is okay. So we have obviously. I'm an American, so I would say learned. I just said learned, but British people, they may say learned or learned. So both are okay. All right, okay. So next one, here we go. Number 8. If she to university, she French. So how would we finish this sentence? How would we finish this sentence? Jinda says if she had gone to university, she would have studied French. Let me see here. Yes, so she would have studied French. Very nice. Good job. And, number 9. So how would we finish this one? So if we, to the party, we, them. What do you guys think? How would you finish this sentence? Okay. So it looks like Lucia and also Jinda, almost at the same time. So if we had gone to the party, we wouldn't have met them. Let's see. Wouldn't have met them. Very nice. Now we have one more for the third conditional. Okay, if he, the job, he, traveling. So how would you guys finish this sentence? If he, the job, he, traveling. Okay, so both looks like Lucia and Jinda. Almost, so Lucia a little faster, but both about the same time. Answer is, if he had taken the job, he wouldn't have gone traveling. Okay, all right, good. So it looks like Lucia is correct, Jinda is correct, and then so's correct. Okay, very nice. So again, the reason why we talked about conditionals today is that sometimes I notice in the writing, some of you would mix up the different conditionals. Okay, so just remember, first conditional, it's talking about a real possibility. Second conditional, unrealistic possibility. And then third conditional, like a past consequence or a past regret, something that you would have liked to change about the past. Okay. All right, yeah, so it looks like everyone here got it right. Okay, so now we're going to transition into the last part of the lesson for today. So it's going to be about the IELTS-based advantage and disadvantage essay, okay? And more specifically, body paragraph 1. Okay, so last week we were talking about body paragraph, the introductory paragraph, all right? So it's very, very simple. You start off with a paraphrase statement. After you get something like this, okay? So if you're assigned an advantage or disadvantage essay, you're going to get a statement similar to this. So saying about how in some countries, young people are encouraged to work or travel for a year between finishing high school and starting university studies. Discuss the advantages and disadvantages for young people who decide to do this. So this is what we call, we don't do this so much in America, but I know in UK they do this. They call this let me type this here, a gap year. Okay, so this is where you finish high school, then maybe you take a year off, either to work or to travel the world. I know what happened. I had a classmate when I was in high school. After university, she decided to become a nanny and taking care of someone else's children. So she got to live in Europe for a year, and that was a good experience for her. And then when she finished that, she came back to America and she went to university. Okay, so this is not so popular in America. I think because I think maybe in America we're kind of competitive, so we don't want to. We feel that if I would have taken a year off and not gone to school, then maybe I would feel kind of like my classmates are winning, or maybe my family members, maybe they would become more successful than me. Now I look back and I think taking a gap year is a really, really great idea, because it can give you a better perspective about the world and about different cultures and different ways of thinking. But America, this is not so popular, but I know in the UK, this is popular. Okay. All right. So let's keep going here. Okay. So what we talked about last week. So this is the introductory paragraph. All right. So really, there's only two sentences here. Okay. Is you wanna paraphrase the statement. Okay. So the previous slide where they give you this prompt and telling you to discuss the advantages and disadvantages of this. So then what you want to do for the first sentence is you want to paraphrase this statement. Okay, so what it says here is, before embarking on college, many young people are advised that a year working or traveling may be a good option. Okay, and then the second sentence is just the outline statement saying, this essay will suggest that experience gained and money saved are the biggest advantages of this, but delaying careers and reducing motivation to study are the primary disadvantages. All right. So in this case, what it's doing is it's letting the reader know exactly what you're going to be talking about. Okay. So first of all, you're going to be talking about basically taking a gap year. And then where it says this essay will suggest that experience gained and money saved are the biggest advantages of this. So this is letting them know that in the next or in the first body paragraph, so the next paragraph, you will be talking about advantages, okay? And then the second body paragraph, or the third paragraph in the essay, you'll be talking about disadvantages of taking a gap year. So that way, it's very organized. It lets the reader know exactly what they will be reading about, and it'll be a lot more clear to them. So, and again, like what I stated before, that when the assessor, when they're going to look at your paper, and that's same with me, I can look through your essay, and I'll know within about 2 minutes what level it is. Okay, so if you have good organization, and if you follow the structure that I'm teaching you, I'm guaranteeing you will get at least a B2 or higher. So I've been using this method. This is like the second term. I've been using this method because our students now at Ranksat University, they are doing an English test with an outside university, and they're using an IELTS format. So I've been teaching this format for 2 terms now, basically since June. And I've had out of maybe, I think about 80 students have taken it since that time, and only one has failed. So, and that's because this student she didn't come to class and she wasn't paying attention. So if you follow this structure, I guarantee you will pass. Okay. So if you take the correct type of IELTS test I'm teaching you, because I'm teaching you the opinion-based essay, and then I'm teaching you the advantages and disadvantages. But there are about 3 or 4 more different types of IELTS essays. But okay. Here it says, Lucia said, in Myanmar, we don't have a chance to take a gap year. So Lucia, why is that? Is that why? I know right now maybe difficult situation in your country, but is it discouraged, or would your parents say no, or what do you think? Yeah, I know I had a student from Myanmar. He took a gap year. Or 2, after he finished his bachelor's degree. So what he did was he was may just be the system. Yeah, maybe same with America. If you take a gap year, it's kind of maybe looked at maybe a waste of time. But yeah, his name was Tu. His nickname, I call him Tu. He was from Myanmar, and actually he used to help me help with this RIC language center. So like what I'm doing right now, and what you guys are doing during the week with your mentors. Now it's all online because of COVID. But prior to COVID, we had a physical location where all the students and all the mentors come to meet and they get feedback. He used to help me with that. And so, he got his bachelor's degree. And then he got I think, a pretty good job working for a German company that did business with Myanmar. But then I know now he's in doing graduate school at one of the big universities, or one of the major universities in Thailand. So yeah, maybe it could be a good option for you guys. You guys first get your bachelor's degree. Then if like this guy, I know he spoke English very well, and of course he's from Myanmar, and I think the language is what opened it up. And so he was I think he was dealing with dealing with the language barrier between Myanmar and this German company. So that could be an option for you guys in the future. Okay. All right. So let's keep going here. So now we're going to get into the body paragraph. Okay. So body paragraph, it's super easy. Okay. So after you learn the structure of these IELTS essays, they're very easy. And then the more you practice, the easier they get. All right. So for the IELTS advantages and disadvantages essay for the body paragraph. So body paragraph 1, body paragraph 2 are going to have almost the same structure. Okay. So the first sentence, topic sentence. So again, what you've done is you've already introduced your topic sentence into your introductory paragraph. Okay, here you're already talking about how the fact that experience gained and money saved are the biggest advantages. Okay, so you've already introduced that, so you don't have to worry about the topic sentence. Next one is you're going to explain the first advantage. Okay, number 3 is you're going to explain the second advantage. And sentence number 4, you're going to give an example of the second advantage. Okay, so this structure, very easy. Okay, if you remember, topic sentence, first advantage, second advantage, an example of second advantage. And then if you use this structure, you will have a very good essay, and you should be able to get at least a B2 or higher. Okay, then whereas this is the first body paragraph, then the second body paragraph we'll talk about next weekend. That is where you're going to be talking about your disadvantages. So you have your topic sentence, first disadvantage, second disadvantage, example of your second disadvantage. Okay, so really simple. Okay, so this process, the more you practice, the easier it gets. And if you remember the structure of these essays, it will make it go very quickly. Because when you take the IELTS test, you only have 1 hour for the writing section, and the writing section, 2 parts. Okay, so you have task 1. Again, we didn't talk about in this program, but task 1 is where you're going to be given some information. Usually, it's either in a table, a chart, a diagram. So really all you have to do, you just have to summarize the information in at least 150 words. Okay? So what we're doing now, this is task 2, and this is where you're given a prompt, and then you have to write an essay in response to the prompt and write at least 250 words. So normally what you'd want to do when you take the IELTS test, you're going to spend, on task 1, you want to spend about only 20 minutes, and the rest should be done in task 2. All right. So, topic sentence here. Okay, so a topic sentence, like what we've been talking about every week here, it's a sentence that tells the examiner what the rest of the paragraph is about. So in other words, it's a summary of your advantages. All right. So here's the topic sentence. So the main advantages of a gap year are learning more about the world and earning money. Okay, very, very simple. So again, what we have going back here, you go back to the where we introduced it here, where we said that experience gained and money saved are the biggest advantages. Okay, so when you state the topic sentence in body paragraph 1 and body paragraph 2, you want to have the same idea, but you don't want it to be word for word. Okay, so you want to paraphrase it using synonyms. Okay, second sentence. Okay, the second sentence of the first body paragraph explains the first advantage. Okay, so in this case, we'd say, for students who have just finished secondary school or high school, working or traveling for a year will allow them to learn what life is like outside of the education system. Okay, then the second advantage. So the third sentence of the first body paragraph explains the second advantage. Okay, so an example here is that also third level education is very expensive, and a lot of students decide to work for 12 months and save up money before they begin their studies. So this would be the second advantage. Then we go into talking about the giving an example of the second advantage. So the final sentence of the first body paragraph gives an example of the second advantage. So for example, the Times recently reported that the average student at a UK university requires over $12,000 per annum or per year just to survive, and many drop out because they cannot afford to stay. Okay, so I actually saw this a lot in when I was in university. A lot of students, not a lot, but some students, they had to drop out because they didn't have enough money, because they didn't plan as well. I know with me, that was a struggle with me as well. But in high school, I worked at Dairy Queen. Okay, when I was in high school, so I was a assistant manager at Dairy Queen when I was in high school. I used to play a lot of basketball. But then I had to come to the realization that basketball was not in my future. So I stopped playing basketball maybe about 16 or 17, and then I worked a lot in high school, as well as going to my classes, saving up money because I had to pay for the university myself. So yeah, it can be challenging. Okay. Moving on here. So then for the full body paragraph, okay. So this is just a combination of the four sentences so far. So the main advantages of a gap year are learning more about the world and earning money. For students who have just finished secondary school, working or traveling for a year will allow them to learn what life is like outside of the education system or the educational system. So also, third level education is very expensive, and a lot of students decide to work for 12 months and save up money before they begin their studies. So the Times recently reported that the average student at a UK university requires over $12,000 per year just to survive, and many drop out because they cannot afford to stay. Okay, so it's actually really simple if you remember the structure. All right, so let me see if I can share. Oh my goodness, I closed it, didn't I? Let me open it back up. Just a second here. I'll give you an example of the outline. All right, so okay, here we go. Okay, so this is what we've talked about so far. Okay, so what we have here is we have the you have the two paragraphs that we talked about so far, the introductory paragraph. Again, only 2 sentences. So you got to paraphrase the question, and you have your essay outline, or the outline statement. And then body paragraph 1, you have your topic sentence, explain first advantage, explain second advantage, and example of your second advantage. Okay, and then this right here. So this is what the essay looks like so far. Okay, and then next week we're going to talk about the body paragraph number 2, and again, it's going to have. Let me go back here. It's going to have a very similar structure, but it's going to have a topic sentence, explain first disadvantage, explain second disadvantage, and explain. And give an example of the second disadvantage. Okay, so you're going to have you have your introductory paragraph. Body paragraph 1 is talking about your advantages. Body paragraph number 2, disadvantages, and then your conclusion. All right, and then you can have 2 different styles to write it. Okay, so right here, this is where you have indenting. So you see the first paragraph, it's moved over, or the first line is moved over a little bit. That way, they know what your which one's your first paragraph and which one's your second paragraph. You can do this, or you can do this. Next example. This is where there's 2 paragraphs. They didn't indent, but there's a line between there. Okay. So what I would recommend is that when you're doing anything online, I would do it like this. Okay, where there has a line between each paragraph, because then that's going to let them know exactly what's the introduction, the body, and the conclusion. Okay. Then if you're writing, when you take an IELTS test, you have to write on paper. Either one of these is okay. But for your homework, do it like this, because then it's be a lot easier to assess. Okay. All right. So, are there? Now, do you guys have any questions about today? Let's see how many people have stayed. Oh my goodness, it jumped up. Okay, we just lost 2 people, but it had gotten up to 14 people. All right, so yeah, but again, I know most of you watch this after the fact. Okay, maybe you guys have a busy. Everyone else has like a busy Saturday night. Okay, but are there any questions? Yeah, and just to recap, if you guys have any questions, please let me know. If I can help you out in any way, in terms of the study, like if you're not happy with your mentor, just let us know. It's no big deal. We have a lot of. It's kind of funny is that some sessions we have so many mentors but not enough students, and then other sessions it's the opposite, where there's a lot of students, not enough mentors. But generally we have a lot of mentors, and some of them they have nothing to do. They just sit there and wait. Okay, but anyways, so Susung, so yeah, you came a little late. That's okay. Actually, I was a couple minutes late today too, because I was having technical difficulties with my audio for this, but that's why I'm using these headphones. Normally, I don't like to wear headphones. I have a different setup that I use, but I had to change for today. But okay, all right. So I guess we're finished for today, and good luck next week. And so this will be, I guess, week 7. So we got about 4 more weeks left until we finish. So let's turn in the homework. Let me see real quick how many people have turned in the homework for so far? We have 14. Okay, but we need a lot more. Okay, so also please let you, if you have any friends that are in the study, please tell them to turn in their homework. Okay, because I will assess this like tomorrow afternoon. Okay, all right, we're finished, and I'll see you guys next Saturday. Okay, all right, thank you.